Hi, in this episode we're going to be talking about watering your bonsai tree.
The first thing we need to do is identify if your tree needs to be watered. As a general guideline, we recommend watering your bonsai trees at least once a day. But another good way to sort of tell if you need to water your bonsai tree is to look at the soil. And what I've got here is two different types, or two bonsai. This one hasn't been watered in about 2 days, and this one was just watered earlier today. So what you can tell is, if I tilt this over to you, you can tell that the soil is a lot more dry. It's a lot lighter in color, and if you try to push it with your finger, it's pretty firm, and you won't feel much moisture in it at all. Now I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to compare it to this other one. And as you can tell, it's much darker. The soil is much darker, and if you push your finger in there, there's a lot of give, and you can actually feel the moisture in the soil. So I'm going to show you two methods for watering your bonsai tree so that it keeps in this ideal condition. First method I'm going to go over is basic top watering of your bonsai tree. I've got the same tree I had here previously. And I've also got a regular nozzle here. I don't, some people prefer Masakuni tools, but this is a basic dram water nozzle. And what it has is a really nice, fine, sort of soft spray. So what you can do is come in here and you can control really nicely with the handle. And you basically want to water the entire thing. The best thing to do is to take this outside on your patio or your porch and water it thoroughly. You'll want to do this for about 30 seconds or so, just to make sure that your tree is well watered. That's the best way to ensure that all the water goes down to the soil and throughout the roots as well. Now that I'm done watering my bonsai tree, I'm going to let it drain for a couple minutes. This will ensure that all the excess water will come through the drainage holes at the bottom. But that's essentially how you top water your bonsai tree. You'll want to make sure that it's thoroughly drenched and hold it on the soil for 30 seconds or so, depending on the size of your tree. That will ensure that the soil is thoroughly watered. The second technique I'm going to show you is the soaking method. I like to call it bottom watering, because essentially what's going to happen is the water is going to absorb from the drainage holes into the soil around it. The first thing you want to do is just get a tub. You can use any type of Tupperware, just deep enough that you can fill maybe with about 2 inches of water, 2 to 3 inches of water. And you're going to take your bonsai, and it's pretty simple. You just place it inside the water. It's going to take a little bit of time for this one, as the drainage holes, through the drainage holes, the water will seep through into the soil. I would let it sit here until you start seeing that the top of the soil is that moist color that we talked about at the beginning of the video. I've let this soak in here for about between 1 and 2 hours now, and what's happened is the water has been absorbed through the bottom of the drainage holes and up into the top of the soil. So you can tell, if I tilt this over here, you can tell that the soil is nice and moist now, and that's a good indication that you can probably take this out. So I've gone ahead and placed this bonsai next to the one I previously did with the top watering technique, and I'm going to let it drain as well with the same way as I did with this one. What you'll notice is that when you take this out with the bottom watering technique, is that you'll notice it's going to be considerably heavier due to the water that's been absorbed, and that's another good indication that you've thoroughly watered yours. So that covers the basic two techniques for watering your bonsai tree. Hopefully it's been helpful for you. In the next episode, we'll go talk about different types of soil mixes. Thanks.